We have the largest rail network of any nation on earth, something that I don't think we talk very much about as a country, but it's a huge network. Goes to most places, and the question is, where does it make sense to run passenger trains? Hi, I'm Steven, Amtrak CEO and frequent train rider. Welcome to All Aboard with Steven. Hi, welcome to All Aboard with Steven. I'm here today with two fantastic Amtrak employees, and I'm excited to have a conversation with them. Tanishia and Janice, so appreciate you being with us today and having a conversation.
Thank you.
Can you introduce yourself to our faithful listeners and watchers out there?
Yes. Hi, Tanisha. I've been with the company for 20 years. I've worked in different departments. I started in Miami. I've worked out of Jacksonville. Now I'm here in Washington, D.C. as a lead ticket agent.
I'm Janice Phillips. I've been with the company almost 20 years. Did almost 12 to 15 years on the Northeast Corridor, and then I transferred into the ticket office last year for about 6 months now. So I'm also leading the ticket office in Washington, D.C.
Okay, so what is something you couldn't wait to implement when you became CEO?
So I was really excited when I had the opportunity to become CEO to focus on two big projects, two things that I think we've all been waiting to change for a long time. One is the introduction of the new Acela trains. As you know, they're out there in testing, looking good, performing really well. So we're hopefully going to get them in service here pretty soon through the commissioning process and certification process. And they're going to be a huge improvement, I think, for passengers and for crew, because they're going to be a reliable, much smoother ride, much more quiet, and more seat capacity, so we have more space for our growth, which we're experiencing right now, which is great. And then the other big thing we wanted to accomplish, I think the whole team, was gearing up to do these big projects. We've been waiting a long time to fix some of our old infrastructure, really redo some of the stations, get new fleet, replace those old regional trains and our long distance fleet that's been serving well, but for 50 years and in need of a replacement. And the organization of the company around achieving those things while also maintaining our service and growing service, those are the big things I was really interested in advancing.
What are you most proud of regarding the company?
Well, I think I'd have to say our recovery from the pandemic. I started as CEO in January of 2022 and was serving in the president role before that for a while. And so I've been to the company about 15 years, so we're all kind of similar class, right? And we've seen the ups and downs over the years. But you know, we were really sort of cruising into 2020, right? Really a lot of great growth and great performance. And then of course, pandemic hits. And that was like a, near-death experience for us all, right? We like shut down the railroad almost, and we kept skeletal service out there. But I think it's phenomenal how we've come back from that effort. And it's both because of the dedicated employees like yourselves who have been here a long time, who could help sort of shepherd us through that, but also the thousands of new people we've hired. We had a lot of retirements and folks who during that period of time left the company, and now we've been hiring thousands of folks and relying on people again like yourselves who can help train and educate those new employees. But I think we're back now to more riders and more revenue than we had pre-pandemic, and that I think is pretty special. And it didn't just happen, right? We had to work hard as a whole group and try to create more capacity out there to serve more customers, even though our fleet still isn't the size that we wanted, and we're still working on, for instance, the new Acelas. But I think that's the thing I'm most proud of, really, for the team, is the work we've all put in to get our service back and our ridership back. And it's really gratifying to see so many customers say they love the train. They want more trains, they want more service, they want better service, and that's exactly what we want. So a lot to do still, but I'm really excited and proud that we've accomplished that.
I know we go to a lot of places in America Are there any plans to expand to other routes with the new
Absolutely.
equipment coming?
Yeah. We see so many opportunities, and we hear tons of interest from all over the United States about more trains in more communities. So serving more people, serving more places, and doing that efficiently, of course. I mean, trains don't make sense everywhere, right? But we have a huge network. We have the largest rail network of any nation on Earth, something that I don't think we talk very much about as a country, but it's a huge network, goes to most places, and the question is, where does it make sense to run passenger trains? And so in partnership with the Department of Transportation, they're leading an effort to develop new corridors and improve the corridors we have today. So you think about where we've got a lot of service and a lot of passengers, the routes in California that are the California state-supported routes, and in the Midwest, here in the Northeast. The places that trains work today, we see more and more places in America where they have similar kind of dynamics. Population growth, some business growth, and yet the trains don't exist today. We don't serve those places well. So our goal is getting service in some of those fast-growing communities. You think about the South and Southeast, where there's been a lot of growth, places like Atlanta, right? Or the Mountain West, places like Denver, and then existing corridors where there's just still even more demand than we can serve today, in the Pacific Northwest or into Chicago. So we're working with the DOT to grow the service. They are working with our state partners, and we're all working together with the host railroads who own most of the network in the U.S. that we operate over. And together, I think we're going to see some great additions, while, of course, continuing to serve the routes we serve, but building upon those in ways that make sense and adds value. Our new service up to the Twin Cities and St. Paul from Chicago is a great example, right? We already had a route there, the Empire Builder, and we were able to add this additional frequency over that same route to give more travel options for folks in those markets, and we've seen huge response in terms of passengers, and I think we're working hard on adding service on the Gulf Coast between Mobile and New Orleans, a place we haven't. Yeah, right. I think so too, right? It's a market we haven't been in for a long time, and I think there's going to be a lot of demand and a lot of interest. So we're going to keep building where we have the right partnerships and there's support to do it, because I think it's important what we do, what we can create in terms of options for travel and helping communities develop and grow and creating opportunity.
I love that. I love that. Okay, so what is your vision for the future of Amtrak?
We're focused on getting more trains in communities where there is a desire and a willingness to support more service, introducing high-speed trains in more parts of the United States. Obviously, we have the great service here in the Northeast, but more communities in the U.S. deserve high-speed service and high-frequency service, where there's several trains a day or several trains an hour, right, depending on the market, so that people can really choose to take rail. So when you look out to the future, I just see rail sort of fitting in a lot of parts of mobility in the United States, and our goal is to grow to meet those needs. We have a vision of achieving 66 million riders in 2040, so doubling our ridership from where we were pre-pandemic, and we're on the way there. This year we're already we're going to set a new ridership record this year.
I love the idea of new equipment and new routes. But besides that, what improvements can the customers see within the next year?
Well, so a couple of things. We've got a lot of work underway around communication with our customers. Particularly in these summer months, we have a number of challenges out there on the railroad. Right. Sometimes the tracks get overheated in this hot weather. We've had a lot of storms, and I think all of us are learning to adapt to this new weather, because we used to have a couple of days here or there that were really hot, and now it's like weeks, right? And it's happening earlier than ever before and lasting longer. So a lot of our focus there is how do we help our customers help themselves in these kind of environments. So how do we give them tools to rebook if their trains are delayed or if they're canceled automatically, they can do that. How do we help rebook them so that they have a good path forward? So a lot of focus over this next year about constant communication to customers, improved information, and then improved mechanisms for them to resolve sort of their own issues, right? So when they have a problem and they need to rebook or they're looking for the next train, how do they do that themselves rather than having to queue up or, you know, wait in line at the, on the phone and, or in the counter, right? How do we get them just more help? Some of the things they'll also see are new locomotives out on the long distance trains, RALC 42s, and those are improving reliability of our services. They're also delivering a much reduced emissions footprint, so less pollution, which is great, and more fuel efficiency. So that fleet, we're about a third of the way into receiving that fleet, and that's going to be a big part of changing kind of performance, at least in terms of reliability, out on the long distance fleet. So I think it's my turn now to ask you a couple of questions. So Tanishia, tell me, what's your favorite part of the job?
For me, it would have to be, and I know she's probably gonna laugh, but it's gonna be the customer satisfaction for me. A lot of times they're stressed out, they're going through stuff, they're doing all of this crazy stuff because they missed a train or the train is delayed or something. But having them walk away feeling, oh, she actually helped me, or just a smile, or just that glance back and saying, thank you so much, I love that. Yeah. That's the best thing in the world for me.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah, it's amazing, and I think we're so lucky because we have people like you, and I think really almost everyone I meet at the company has this sense of service and mission, right? And sort of like that they really take pride in trying to help people and get people where they're headed, but also to try and make them feel cared for, and also, you know, try and have a better day, right? We all can, I think, contribute either sort of positively or negatively towards somebody's daily experience, right? So that's great. And Janice, what's your favorite route so far?
Well, I think the auto train would have been my. No, let me change that. I have somewhere that top that. I used to work the Vermonter.
Oh yeah.
I went up to Vermont. That's
Beautiful.
my favorite route. The views are like spectacular there.
Yeah.
So I love that road. I'd work that train every day if I could.
Yeah.
So that's my. You see horses in fields.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
You know, all that
Absolutely.
other stuff. So that would be my favorite route.
That is a great route.
Career.
Beautiful. Yeah.
It is.
And do you have any routes like on your bucket list, stuff you haven't ridden yet but you wanna ride for sure?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
I want to take a train up to Seattle,
yeah.
and then take that road to Los Angeles to Portland.
Starlight.
The Pacific coastline and the Cascades. I hear the views are.
The scenery is amazing.
The scenery is fantastic there.
Yeah,
so
excellent.
I'm definitely looking forward to take that trip.
You gotta do it.
In my career.
Yeah, it's great. It's great. Well, thank you both for being a part of this session. This is All Aboard with Stephen, and it's really great to meet you. And I want to thank you for all you do for our customers and for all your commitment to the company for all these years. And I'm looking ahead to all the great things that are going to happen and we can accomplish together with new service and more growth. So thank you both.
Thank you.